Hello, folks. Say hi to everyone.
Hello, everyone. We are live.
Say hi to everyone.
Hello, everyone. Mexico City. We are live.
Well, we have good sound.
We have sound. Well, we're trying another attempt without a studio, but we have cell phones. And we have an old computer that I brought along because it's light. And hopefully it does the job for us tonight. And we're looking forward to doing a show. We've been doing a lot of cultural displays, museums and places and family, and bringing you things that we've been doing. And we felt it was really important to do a show right now. Paloma4Nada, because she's not producing anything. I heard on some rumors, I assume it's true, that her Dr. Phil episode will be on next Wednesday. And we'll be back in Fargo Moorhead and be able to do a watch party or something with that. And definitely going to watch that and see her make a nada of herself. And we don't have very much fancy equipment or anything with this, which is basic stuff. So we're hoping that technically it goes well for you all tonight. It's a beautiful day in Mexico City. It's a beautiful day in Mexico City. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? And we're in a really good neighborhood. And we've been visiting Sydney's family, and that's been really wonderful to spend some time with the family. And
Family is so important.
it is very important. It's very important. And her uncle and aunt are getting older, and her aunt has dementia, and her uncle has had surgery and has intestine issues, and
Well, he had cancer.
he had cancer and had part of the intestines removed. So it's important to visit people right now because our opportunity of coming here it's been so long since we've been here. And as people get older,
Really, since Standing Rock.
yeah, it's been before that. Well, before it's been 3 years.
Well, yeah, it was right, but before
Yeah,
that,
before
we
that.
we went to Standing Rock,
Went to
and then
Standing
we
Rock.
didn't go back to Mexico because we've been
Yeah,
reporting steadily
reporting steadily and Standing Rock and stuff we've been doing, and
on the activists.
it's once we get here, it's not getting here is the most expensive flights. We don't stay in hotels, and stuff like that. We don't live it up. We just had dinner tonight for 100 pesos. I had to take a nap. I was so full because I had for 100 pesos, which is about $5.14.
Pequeño Trasero says, guys, hi.
So I'm recuperating from a really good lunch right now. I took a little nap, and Cindy's been working hard on this show to try to bring people on and get to material. And we're gonna do a back and forth camera switch to a computer laptop we have sitting here, playing videos. If we have any problems, we'll reset it, and
How's your resolution? Can people tell me how you're seeing this? Does it look good on your end?
mine looks good.
Ooh, yours looks really good. How come my phone doesn't look good?
Yeah.
Hi guys, glad you got to spend time with family. Joe, so am I. I've wanted to do more work. I wanted to do more things while I've been here, but honestly, I have really come to realize how short life is, how important family is, and how lucky we are to be able to spend time with them and share memories and share our love with them. We just came back from Guadalajara,
Mhm.
and we went to visit our family there, and I hadn't seen my Aunt Mela for probably over 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
it's
she's
been,
very old, so
yeah. And the last time I saw her, she was still really she's still really spry and funny. She just can't move as good
fast.
as and she's like 95 years old.
Wow.
So I was so happy that I could see her, and it really struck me that when we come back, we may not be able to see them again. This may be the last time we see each other, and so embrace the people that you love and spend time with people that you love. Give each other a hug because it is so important to be with your family.
Mhm.
and to have family that loves you. It's one of the most important things I can think of in my life.
Yeah.
Um, but I also wanted to talk to you about what has been happening here in Mexico. I'm just going to give folks a few more minutes to jump on.
Hmm.
Um, because we have been talking
Yeah.
to people about bandeja for fraud ever since we got here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do like man on the street interviews so that you can see people's reaction in real time to bandeja for fraud. And what I've realized since, oh, there's Brad. Hi, Brad.
Hey, Brad.
Mexican crossing lines forever. Happy that you had a vacation and got to see your family. A much needed recharge for you both. Yeah, it's been a long, long time since we've taken any kind of vacation or got to see our families here in Mexico. But let me tell you something. I have been asking people ever since I got here about, because, everybody around us asks us, what are you doing? Who are you? And we have been covering Paloma for fraud for a while. So I told them, I've been covering for months now a woman that just recently became viral here in Mexico, Paloma4Nada. And this woman, she says that she is a Trump supporter, but there's a lot of idiosyncrasies about her that I have been showing my audience. There's a lot of strange things about her that people need to know about, including fraud, including extortion, including the way that she stalks people, harasses people, her different warrants out for her arrest. Hi, Baldi.
Hi, Baldy.
Yeah, that's right. Pequeño Trasero says, hi, Baldi. Hi, Lola. How are you? Hey, Patty. Thank you for being here. Please share this. Hit that like button. Let's make this go viral too so that people can see because she's going to be on that Dr. Phil show soon. And the consensus so far is vomit inducing. Like everyone I talk to and tell them, she's the lady that pushed the migrant boy, is like, oh, that lady. That's the reaction that people have to her here in Mexico. Nobody, but nobody likes her. My question now, though, is given that she has become viral in America for the same reason and that she has uh, shown herself to be an abusive, harasser, exploitative person, even of children, people with disabilities, married men, etc. This is a person that will do just about anything reprehend won't do, right? She's one of those people that will prostitute themselves for any cause if it's a horrible one. And that's exactly what people are seeing here in Mexico, that this is a woman with no loyalty to anything. That, what really binds her is fame, fortune, and a desperate, sick need for attention. She attacked veterans' families? Really? Wow, that's sick. And I want you to know that I'm going to show you some things today that are pretty shocking. They're pretty shocking in light of everything I've told you that she committed voter fraud. Yes, she did.
Hmm.
That she committed voter fraud. Yes, she did. There's possibilities she's committed other types of fraud in the United States. I'm still waiting on receipts for that. But there's also that other possibility. We know for sure, we know for a fact she has committed voter fraud, and we showed you the receipts on that. In addition to that, we showed you that she has been accused, and the police called on her for threatening somebody's life, that she is a horrible person to employ for anything, given how things went in Colorado. We also know more recently that she pushed, harassed, and has threatened a person that thought of her as a friend. And there are many people that naively believed that she meant what she said, like Mary Tando, like Alexa, probably many others, that thought that this woman was sincere, that she meant what she said. They didn't think that this was all for show, that this was a ploy, and that there could be something even more sinister behind it. Because let me remind you that this is the woman who is an actress who appeared in a pro-migrant movie. I mean, that's not even the point. The point is that she appeared in a movie by a director that has been one of the signers on of the Refuse Fascism platform, signed onto by a group of people to include Standing Rock fake activist Chase Iron Eyes, Michael A. Wood Jr., retired cop, that was also part of this Veterans Stand for Standing Rock, that crooked group that raised millions of dollars supposedly for veterans, but then of course pocketed it and left veterans that went out to Standing Rock in the lurch. And of course, there's Bill Ayers from the Weather Underground, who is accused of domestic terrorism. These are the people that wanted to start this movement to refuse fascism, AKA get rid of Trump and Pence. I mean, that was the platform of the Refuse Fascism brand. If you didn't see my show on that, go back and check all of that out on kpppfm.com. You'll find all my shows. I go into a deep dive in those shows so that you can see exactly how I began to trace who she's connected with and why it seemed off. The fact that she stood in line to take a picture with Ivan Riebling, a drug runner and weapons runner, a multi-felon, a dangerous one at that she lied about knowing and lied about taking a picture, fangirling to take a picture with. Why did she have to lie about that? Or for that matter, why did she lie about the fact that Sonia is a coyote? Because she knows her and she's friends with her. She began calling her a crazy woman. She began calling her probably a drug addicted crazy woman. Because the truth is, she just wanted for you not to realize she's working with the enemy. She's sleeping with the enemy. And that's how I have been tracking her as one of the people that is completely and totally involved in trying to help set the narrative. Don't forget, it was because of her involvement that Maria Mesa, the woman that ran through the tear gas, was given expedited asylum into the United States. And if you recall, the people that were just like Paloma4Nada, living up the anus of Maria Mesa and her kids while they were sleeping out in the streets, thanks in part to the donations and the support of Paloma4Nada, the same woman that told you that those people needed to go to the shelter and follow the law and do what the Mexican government told them to do and try to seek asylum in Mexico. That woman was making sure that she stayed in the streets. And not only that, she misinterpreted what the woman said when she exposed the fact that the person that took that picture of her running through the tear gas with her two children, her shoeless children in diapers, had given her quid pro quo style a carp or a, like, what is it, a canopy, so she could stay in the streets and food. Now, the issue now, and I'm not even sure I covered all the different things we have uncovered for this fraudulent women, but let me tell you what I know. When she went viral, she was talking to all of those media people. She cleaned all of her pages, got rid of some of them, the night before that Twitter video of her went viral. Thank you so much, Patty, for supporting our work.
Thank you, Patty.
You know what that tells me? Somebody, whoever her funders or her handlers are, told her she needed to clean it up because everyone was going to see her as a racist. And in their attempt to as assaulting, racist, lunatic. And she's supposed to be representing Latinos, and more to the point, Latinos for Trump. And that this was going to be a PR nightmare for them. So instead of going to her page and seeing meme after meme after meme, calling me a low class Mexican, which is racist because, there's a caste system here. And she talks about me being a fifth rate servant. So she wants to make sure that I know that she sees herself above me, part of the glitterati, I suppose, part of the rich and famous. She brags about her visits to the Playboy Mansion. She brags about all of her connections to Hollywood. She brags about her store that sold couture. She dresses like, well, I'm not going to say it, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It shouldn't be representative of you, and I sure as hell don't want it to be representative of me. Yes, Glenda, she caused a scene at Playa's with Oscar and Ben. Let me get to it. Let me get to that. I'm so glad you remembered that.
Yeah, yeah.
Glenda, I'm so glad you remembered that she caused a scene. And if you will recall, well, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait a minute.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to wait a minute. Thanks, guys, for everything. Miss Tingley, I see what you did there. Guys.
Guys.
Yes, and she did wipe that video out of her. She got rid of it, didn't she?
Yeah.
She got rid of it. And I think that the reason she got rid of it was because she knew she was a crimin. When you put your hands on someone, hell, if you spit on someone, especially in the time and the day of AIDS and STDs and all of these different kinds of diseases transmitted through the saliva, mucous membrane, and blood, that's assault. Spit on a cop and see what happens to you.
Yep.
That's assault. And what this woman is used to doing is assaulting people. Yes, physically assaulting people. That is what she has done. Big Troll, it was Maria Mesa and her 5 kids to top it off, a family of 6, while other hardworking citizens wait for years for visitors' privilege. Not to mention for asylum, Big Troll.
Yeah.
Not to mention for asylum, there is over 100,000 people waiting in line for asylum by the time the caravan got here. And she assisted those who came in and jumped in front of that line. And that's not right.
No.
That's trying to break our system, just like the Standing Rock phonies tried to do in North Dakota, except on a massive national scale. That's exactly what they tried to do. Joe, I agree with you, but I'm not going to repeat what you said. She also called me tamales. What does tamales mean? Do you all know what that means? Do you all know what that means? Tamales means, what tamales are, the ones that you eat, right? Tamales means the thing that you eat, the tamale, right? But that's not what she was actually calling me in Spanish. She switched it up after she called me a tamalera. You know what a tamalera is? I'm going to tell you. Some of the poorest people in Mexico are those who do food service. Why? Because it doesn't require education. It doesn't even require an elementary school education. If you know how to cook and you're willing to get up at the crack of dawn or not sleep at all at night, you can still make a decent, well, maybe not decent, but you can make a living.
You can make some money.
You can make some money. In fact, there are generations of people that have dedicated themselves to that hard, back-breaking, graveyard shift work. And one of probably the hardest, is making tamales. Those are the folks that when the people get up in the morning, usually by the time it's 4 o'clock in the morning, because I used to work here in Mexico City. And I would have to get up at 4. And getting food on the go is the best way to go. So, what did I always opt for? Tamales. And they also had atole. And atole is made from corn starch. It comes in all sorts of flavors like chocolate, and strawberry, and nuts, and all that. And it's a delicious way to start your morning. You can get sweet, you can get savory. My mouth is watering just thinking
Yeah,
about it,
yeah.
even though I just ate a while ago. But it is also, and if anybody is on here to attest, back-breaking work. Back-breaking work. So folks that do that are the people that get up in the earliest or don't go to sleep while they're making the tamales all night long and get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and sell tamales. You know what? Here, especially in Mexico, for those who don't know, that calling someone a tamalera is to try to make them feel like they are the lowest of classes. And you know what? It's supposed to be a racist epithet that is thrown out to say that someone is from the educated underclass. You know what? The uneducated underclass. You know what, though? I am not ashamed of the fact that I can cook for myself and my family. And in fact, many of my followers on this feed right now cook, clean, and bottle wash. Many of you take care of your families and love your families through that work. And that's nothing to be shamed about. That's something to be proud of. I know how to wash clothes by hand, make homemade food. I know how to sew. I know how to make clothes. I know how to do a lot of things, and I'm proud of it. It doesn't make me a maid or a servant of anyone. It makes me self-sufficient. But I wanted to point it out because I wanted to start off today by showing you that she was so scared that everything on her feed, everything about her is hate. Everything on her Facebook is hate. That she was going to have to not only explain herself for what she did to that little migrant boy, she was going to have to explain all those memes, all those pictures, all the racist, hateful, xenophobic, and many other kind of phobic things that she has on there because she hates people with disabilities. She hates people that are different in a lot of different ways. She makes fun of those people. You know what I'm talking about. She makes fun of other people's religions, maybe because she's a witch or a devil worshiper herself, maybe because she doesn't believe in God, but she makes fun of other people's religions. And she makes fun of other people's disabilities. And yes, she makes fun of other people's skin color. Now I want to stop. And Duke, I want you to comment on this while I read some of the people's comments.
Well, Paloma, when she cleaned up her pages, I almost got obsessed as we started covering her because I'd like to, see what she was doing because she was so whacked out. And this change that happened to her that wasn't that long ago is that when she started taking her pages and deleting stuff and cleaning them up, she started to look like she was being coached by someone. That
Oh, yeah.
the Latinos for Trump, and her going to the White House and all this stuff. Suddenly she had to become political. And she had done so many reactionary videos and threatening to sue us and saying all this sort of stuff to Cindy and I, and also just to Cindy, never to me. She tried to belittle me, saying what kind of man are you? You should put your foot down and all that sort of stuff, but it's like, but she was belittling Cindy and doing all these things.
Yeah, she is racist against her own people.
Oh, she is much. I mean, it's like, look at her. Look at when she, Mexican Independence Day, when she just complained about the Mexicans in Chicago or whatever they're called. All of a sudden, she's the only Mexican, and she's appealing to Americans, and she prides herself as being born in Mexico and a United States citizen. And then she criticized Cindy as living between two worlds, not accepted in either of them. And she's like, I'd like to see her go to Mexico. She can spend a day in Mexico. We've been here 7, and I have seen so many things because Cindy's grew up here, and we've done a lot of cultural. Went to the Zocalo right away. We've done some cultural videos, and Paloma can't help herself, even though she's being told not to post about Cindy, keep it political, and all this sort of stuff. She posted yesterday. She posted, or day before yesterday, she posted an accident that happened in Mexico, and she said this accident happened in Mexico, near where I used to live, where I went to school. Oh, this is where I had a boutique. It's in Santa Fe, in New Mexico City, and I look it up, and Santa Fe is the
Where she
most.
was squatting for months and months and months
It
and didn't
is.
pay her
It
rent.
is the most exclusive, expensive neighborhood in Mexico City. I doubt if for Paloma4Nada had a boutique in that neighborhood. It'd be very, very
Who
expensive.
cares if she did? It doesn't make her a good person.
But the point is, she had to post something about Mexico to say she has some roots here, but she never does that. Because she doesn't show her family, she doesn't show where she lives, she doesn't show anything about her personal life. And we show things about our personal life. We do news. I mean, we bring you news.
But we want
run a
people
radio
to know
station,
who we are.
but we want people to know who we are and things about us, things, personal things about us, because we are people. And we want to appeal to people because that's the best way you can be. The best thing you can do is have a relationship with your audience and be real about it. Be real who you are. I mean, when I came here, we're at 7,300 feet. We're a mile and a third up. My body goes through hell when I come here.
Yeah.
I'm doing really good now. I mean, it takes about 3 or 4 days. It took me a while. I got swelling legs. It was hard to walk around.
The truth is that when you went to that museum, you took off your compression socks.
And I went backwards a little bit.
Yes,
but I'm doing
you
a lot better
did.
today. We have not as much walking. We're taking it easy today. Today is a day of recuperation. Cindy came here with, coming off of bronchitis and antibiotics and steroids and flying is hard on you. I mean, we've flew to Guadalajara, and back in the same day.
Very unexpected.
And we didn't expect to do that, but Cindy's dad came and said that it kind of fulfilled the promise he made to the Virgin, and I'd like to go in there. I mean, to see another Virgin in Mexico. I've seen the Virgin of Guadalupe twice, and this was a very spiritual experience. So we have to be personal.
And you also have to be respectful of the host country that you're in. That's just the same thing we've been asking of the migrants, as for them to be respectful of the host countries that they're in. You're right, Big Troll. Paloma did say that Mexican Americans are not welcome in Mexico and we're not real Mexicans. You know what? I think she's projecting, because I don't think she's real about anything. I don't think that she stands for anything or for anyone. I think she would sell her soul to the highest bidder in a second. I think she would sell her mama's soul. And you know what? The truth is that the reality is that she doesn't have anybody. And she stands for nothing, which is why I called today's show Paloma4Nada. Paloma4Nada. He says, I'm a Mexican American and Americans love me. That's right. And you know what, Lexi? I bet Mexicans love you too. And this is one of the most welcoming, beautiful countries. I mean, I'm not just saying that because my parents are from here and because I've lived here and I've been raised here, but they will welcome you with open arms. Strangers will welcome you in Mexico with open arms.
I'm from North Dakota, and I'm walking around in the streets of Mexico City. Everybody treats me with respect. People will help me, pretty much any help I need, without knowing me at all. I am so impressed. All you have to do is greet people. Look at them. Greet them. Buenos dias. Just say something to them and greet them, and they're going to treat you with respect. We were here with our son Nemo and our daughter Lizzie, and just a piece of advice: if you're going to walk around in Mexico City, pretty much anywhere, there's going to be holes in sidewalks and uneven surfaces. Every driveway is cut down in the cement. Nemo's walking and looking around. I don't look
Oh my
around.
God,
I
he
look
fell
down, and he went off one of those ledges and fell down.
skinned his knee really
This
bad.
man across the street that we don't know ran across the street,
And picked him up.
was soothing his legs and said, "So you need anything?" This is a stranger in the middle of the day walking down the streets. That's the sort of reception I've gotten here. And so I'm not treated as an outsider. I'm treated as a guest in this country. And people will always treat me as a guest, whether I'm a tourist. And I tell you, there's so much diversity in this city and the other places I've been. I've only been to like 7 or 8 states here, and there's, I think, 23 states in Mexico.
I just think that she paints everyone in the ugliest light. I don't think she should be representing people, especially not at any kind of political level. I think that she makes everyone that she claims to represent look horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. I can't stress enough how horrible. Yeah. And frankly, every single person I've talked to said the same thing. So let's get to the meat. the meat and potatoes here. We got good numbers. I'm going to show you what she said. For those of you who didn't see her shady little Spanish interview video or didn't understand what she said after she went viral for pushing the migrant boy, I'm going to break it down for you right now so that we can talk about how she's lying. Why you lying? Why you always lying? That's all she can do. You know how you know she's lying? Her lips are moving. And she had to say, oh, everyone thinks that this is what I do, that I attack migrants, that I just spend my time trying to make myself go viral for hurting migrants and attacking. No, I was busy that day making a documentary. I happened to be making a movie. Oh my God, I was making a movie. Crime of all crimes. Doesn't that sound like a familiar argument to you? Doesn't that sound like a familiar argument to you? Isn't that exactly what she said when I brought up the other movie that she was in with that radical director? Oh, big deal. I was making a movie. What did she say when she filmed herself committing fraud with her, what do you call him? I don't know. Her pimp, her husband pimp, Jean Faraon. I was making a movie. I was making a movie and cleaning my armpits and making a movie and picking my nose and making a movie. Big deal. I was making a movie. That's what she said.
Yep, exactly.
That's her excuse for everything. I was making a movie. It sounds like remember when Winona Ryder she's an actress too. Maybe this is just what crappy actresses do. They use the fact that they're actresses as an excuse for everything. Yeah. She got caught and then she's like, oh, she was caught shoplifting. And she said, I was caught doing character training for a role in a movie.
Yeah, I was researching. I was researching a role.
Did you ever go commit crimes when you were researching a role, dude?
Researching a role. I'm researching some things and I'm just going to commit crimes because I want to know what it feels like for the criminal to actually do the act. It's like, come on, I remember when that happened. So, yeah.
So this is the video of her lying about what she was doing that day. Okay, I hope you can see it, guys. Let's position this. Okay, here we go. Videos y demás. No, yo no me dedico a eso. I don't do videos and news clips and all that stuff. I don't dedicate myself to that. Estaba en un campamento en Arizona que está muy lejos de mi casa. I was at a camp in Arizona that is very far from my house. Está a 8 horas de mi casa. It's 8 hours from my house. Estamos haciendo un documental. We were making a documentary. Exponiendo lo que está pasando en la frontera. Exposing what's happening at the border. Nos están filmando. They were filming us. Teníamos cámaras y micrófonos filmándonos. We had cameras and microphones filming us. Thanks, pendeja, for fraud. Thanks for telling us that you staged the whole thing.
Exactly.
Y ahora quieren hacerlo como que me cacharon un día ahí. And now they want to make it out like they caught me there one day. Un día cualquiera me cacharon ahí. What any given day they just caught me. Como siempre las noticias. Torciéndolo todo. Just like always, the news twists everything. Lo ha hecho por años Televisa y por eso. Like Televisa has for years, and that's why nuestros países están como están. Our countries are as bad as they are. Porque nos manipulan. Because we're manipulated. So, and I'm not going to show you the full long clip of that nonsense lie, but what do you make of that, given what you know? Because I haven't seen no documentary.
No, and also she's talking about the video where she went and pushed a migrant child.
Right.
And she's like schizophrenic when it comes to this sort of stuff, because on one hand, she's like, I went viral. It's like, yeah, you went viral when you were basically pushing a migrant child. And then she said, well, it's for a movie. This is for a movie. And as Cindy said, it's like, it was for a movie. Y'all went down there to stir up some trouble. And remember, when we covered this before in previous shows, it's not our job to take on the job of ICE. It's not our job to take on the job of Border Patrol. It's not our job to take on the job of the police. When she crossed the border into Mexico and started pushing his family around, that's unacceptable. That's not what we are supposed to do. Those people had every right to walk right up to the border. They walked across it, but it's like, and once they walked across it, it's not your responsibility to go tackle them, to hurt them, to restrain them. That's not our job. Today, Paloma's saying that everything she did is legal. She talked to her lawyers, and now she has every right to do this, and the politicians should be going down, crossing into Mexico, tackling migrants, pushing them around. That's what we should all do to deal with this border crisis.
When did she say that?
She did that today.
She said that it was legal for her to assault people?
She said she checked with her lawyer, and everything is legal.
Oh, wait. Is this the same lawyer that she had talking to the guy she extorted $20,000 from?
Who knows?
Is it Jean Faraon? I think that's our lawyer.
Yeah.
He plays a lawyer by night and a pimp by day.
That's right.
Or maybe is it
the other way
switch?
around?
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I got it wrong.
Yep.
That's the lawyer?
Yep. I don't know.
She is so comfortable with crime. She will tell you that she talked to a lawyer.
And she's looking for spin, and she's a horrible spinner.
Where's her lawsuit against us? Where's her lawsuit against all these other people she claims?
That's right.
The people that are sexually harassing her, the people that she claims are stalking her because she's so important, because she's so famous.
The thing is that right now she's being throttled by these handlers she has. So every time she slips up, like a statement like that, a post like that, she's not supposed to be talking about stuff like this. She's supposed to be talking about Trump. And, the thing that sickens me is that she keeps on doing Photoshop images of her with Trump and her with other people. And it's like, I can tell. I'm not a graphic artist, but I can tell when something's fake. And then it's embarrassing. It's like,
Oh my God.
She keeps on going.
Lexi, se le salían las chichonas horrientas, apestosas, en donde trae el micrófono en el cup. Oh my God, that is hilarious. I'm sorry, I just had to read that out loud. Go ahead, Duke. Yo, USA Today was filming a short documentary with Arizona Patriots. That part is true, but she had to be the one to do the most extreme act to stand out. So she chases them down and shoves the immigrants. And don't forget, right after that, she went and crossed the border. And where did she go? Where did she take Jen from Arizona Patriots? Remember? Right into the shelter that the migrants were jumping the wall from. Mm-hmm. The one run by the crooked border angels, the ones that staged the narco wedding at the border with Border Patrol agents to embarrass them? Yes, those border angels. That's the one that she walked into. They were like, you want us to open the door for you, Paloma? Come right in. They won't let anybody else in, but she can walk right in to that place. She's also aware of the fact that the migrant that she helped get expedited entry into the United States was kidnapped by coyotes. And she willingly went with them and was going to cross the border with them illegally until they decided they were going to take her children first and her next. Remember that story?
Yep.
There are so many inconsistencies. At some point, if you continue to believe that Paloma4Fraud has any redeemable qualities to her, there's something like some screw loose up here in that person. Or they're one of the people that funds and supports her. They're the people keeping this going. The next day, they had 2 journalists from USA Today there. Yes, and she knows where to be when the journalists are there.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Mm-hmm.
She knows where to be. She was we'll talk about that in a minute. Duke, your thoughts on what she said about the documentary, that's all she was. She is not a racist. She is not doing anything wrong. I wanted your comment on that because she was just doing a documentary.
Yeah, she was being racist,
Did she admit in the video she did today that she pushed the kid?
no, 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 no,
Because
no.
she
She says
said,
she's stopping the migrants. That it's our duty to stop the migrants, go and physically stop them, because if everyone did, they wouldn't come into the United States. And it's like, oh, good luck. Let's have a brawl on the border with a bunch of citizens and community members fighting another community. That is a recipe for people getting hurt, people getting killed, because no one wants anyone to die. No one wants anyone to get physically harmed. We want to correct the immigration policies and to be able to have people enter this country in ways that would be legal. We don't want people to get jacked. We don't want people to get hurt.
let me tell you something, Karen. Let me tell you something, Karen, okay? Some of you people might know this. I know this because I'm a paralegal and I've worked with immigration lawyers for many, many years. There's a thing called a U visa. If someone commits a crime against you in this country and you are an undocumented migrant and you follow through with a police complaint and the prosecution of that person and you testify, you can get permanent residency in our country. So what happens if you have a panzona for Trump come and push you and make you pee your pants and admit it on tape, or stalk you like she did with Maria Mesa in Tijuana? Are you not seeing a pattern here? Do you not understand what I am trying to put down here? She is doing it on purpose to help. She's friends with the coyotes. She walks into the shelter that the coyotes run in Tijuana. Come on now. Keep up. That's exactly what she is doing. And she's in front of all of the news media. Do you think that somebody like her, from one day to the next, a woman that dresses like a prostitute and acts like an assaulter, a stalker, you think somebody like her, just like that, she can easily get into a situation where she's in front of all of the national and international news media? That's exactly what they're using her for. I'm going to show you more evidence of the fact that she's working with all of the people in that board. Show you. Hold on. Thank you, Big Troll. By the way, Big Troll, I'm a big fan. I am. I love your comments. Yes, she is. Okay. Well, I don't know, Maria, but you know what? You know what she said? Paloma said she knows that her friend Sonia, whose real name is Christina, as I told you, the coyote that bit the cop in Tijuana that she was friends with and hugging on, she makes $50,000 a head.
Yeah.
How much do you suppose she takes home for that? I don't know. I bet they make good money. It's probably a lot easier than extorting people. But it's part of the same thing. Okay, so the next thing I am going to show you is the video. The video where she makes a migrant child pee themselves. And here's the part that I don't like about the news media. I don't like the part in the news media where they left this out. Where they left out the fact, yes, $50,000 a head. Yes, $50,000 a head. Because let me tell you something. I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's going on. But in the beginning, it was just Central Americans. The average cost, according to one of the cabinet members of AMLO, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, the Mexican president, was that they were charging anywhere in between $3,000 and $8,000 per person from Central America. As you saw, even when I went to Tijuana the last time and when we covered what the people were coming up there were from, we saw that there were people from Venezuela. We saw that there were people coming from Cuba. We saw that there were people coming from Pakistan. Then we saw people, a lot of Muslims coming in. And that's another topic for another day. I'm working on that show. You got to be, goes up. The price is still going up. And yes, if you're coming here from Asia, from Africa, the price is hovering around $50,000, even though most of those people will not get to stay in the United States. Do you think that's ethical? Do you think it's ethical to lie to people? How is Paloma4Fraud any different than the crooked lawyers of Al Otro Lado or the Border Support Network activists lying to these people, bringing them false hope? And in the end, they just leave them. They dump them. There are thousands and thousands of them stuck here in Mexico. The Mexican people are not happy. The American people are not happy. And these people are the ones responsible for this. Buenas tardes. So, oh my God, it is impossible to tell. I don't know. There are probably people from over 25 countries now documented that have come into. There's China, there's Russia. I mean, I've shown you a lot of them on my shows. I'm like, did you see that they caught people from China now? It's crazy. It's crazy because it's a free-for-all. And the people that facilitated that was the Border Support Network activism. But there's also people on the other side. People pretending to be the super patriots. But see, these super patriots somehow mess it up, make people look bad, commit fraud, commit crimes, and in the process inadvertently help the narrative of the illegal trafficking of migrants. Oops, I helped the illegal trafficked. I don't look at intentions. You are helping. I'm going to show you the truth. The media didn't show it. And then she is trying to, with her PR machine, to try to fix it, to try to make sure that people don't know about the part where she bragged about assaulting the migrant child. So there's pictures where you see her hands on this child physically. You see her putting her hands on the child physically. And they're like, oh, well, she just put her hands on him. He walked into her. I've heard it all, okay? I've heard all of the arguments. She admits it. There's proof of it. She says it with her own mouth hole. So we can believe what she says out of her own mouth hole when she brags. I pushed him. I made him pee his pants. Why don't they put that out there in the media? Why aren't they putting that out there? Because both of the sides that are putting out this narrative that help her whitewash what she did are helping the narrative that continues to bring in this pity party for trafficking humans. I want your heart to remain empathetic, and I believe that the majority of Americans and Mexicans are. But we can smell a rat. Can't we? Can't you smell a rat? Can't you tell when something isn't right? I can tell when something isn't right. This is not right. You tell me. This was completely staged, and more to the point, she did assault this boy. She knew she assaulted him. She did it on purpose, and she wanted it to be captured. Take a look. Says it a whole bunch of times. She's like, I pushed him. I pushed him. I pushed him. She says it 3 dang times. Wow. They can't even watch the show. It's so bad. Can you? I'm just going to wait.
Yep,
I was going to pause.
I got you. You're totally back.
Oh,
But we lost.
Oh, now I'm back.
But we lost 70 people. 70 people are gone.
70 people had to come out and come back. Oh, that's fine. I ain't going nowhere. We'll take all day. I got nothing to do but wait. I'm going to make sure that this gets out. I'm going to make sure that this gets out. Believe me.
Buffering for everyone as soon as the clip started.
I know. I saw that. I'll wait. We'll play it again and again and again and again.
Oh, yeah.
I'll wait. I went out, came back in, and they're better. I know, because I'm not playing the video now.
Weird, because the load on the phone is no different. You can turn it and show the laundry room. Would it buffer then?
Let's
No.
see. Let's see what happens if I show you.
Show our laundry room.
This is our Airbnb here. Check it out, folks.
It's not buffering now.
No buffering.
No
Everything looks
buffering.
good.
No buffering.
Baldy, it's not a retired veteran, gave me a ride. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty nice. As long as I don't show you the video, it's going to be great, apparently. What are you going to do?
Piece of cheese.
Well, if I want a piece of cheese.
Piece of cheese. Maybe it'll buffer though if I give you some piece of cheese.
No, I won't buffer if you get a piece of cheese. Picks up words on, but oh wow, you think so? The buffering is because of the algorithms. Okay.
Oh, let's change the words then.
Panzona for fraud.
Panzona.
Panzona for fraud. Making a child pee. Wow. My connection said there's no connection. Isn't that crazy?
Mine's
Okay.
running fine.
Everything's running fine.
Mhm.
Cross your fingers, everyone. Here. Oh, the numbers are still climbing back up. Makes me sad. Makes me sad that they're doing this. I don't want this kind, no. Well, I'll take this kind. I know you like this kind. It's American cheese. Of course, he wants American cheese, right?
In Mexico. It tastes
In
different.
Mexico.
It tastes different. It's Mexican American cheese.
It's American cheese. Duke buys American cheese in Mexico. It's pretty good. It's not as good as American cheese in America. Honestly, it's not. But it's okay. Okay. It's still climbing. We're at 80. We were over 100, and I was just about to show the receipts. And of course, really, the Netherlands has the best cheese? Oh my God, I love Mexican cheese. I have to tell you about my love affair with queso doble crema.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if we can get back our viewers that we lost in a second here.
We'll just give you a cheesy story.
I'll give you a cheesy story. Are you gonna get me some of the cheese I want?
Yeah, this is
It's pretty good. I'm not allowed to bring weapons. Is it because I showed the image on my screen?
probably.
The hell?
You're fine. I'm like, buffering.
It's
good.
buffering and buffering.
Looks good now.
Okay, here we go. Here we go, guys.
Quickly.
Quickly. Quickly, we've already laid that. Okay. No, Facebook is no.
This is YouTube.
Oh, when are we gonna try to do stream on both then? I don't know.
No, we can't do that right now.
Border Patrol's here. I'm not gonna video their faces right now. Here we go. Here, they're coming out right now. Paloma. Ooh, Paloma's in it. Yeah, they're splitting up. They're splitting up.
Why are you hiding your faces if you're so excited to be in America?
Why are you hiding your faces? Where you got to hide from? Yeah, right here, guys. Bing, bang, boom, right into the.
They don't even react. Like I pushed them and they don't even react to that. They don't even care. They don't. They don't. They don't even care. They have no respect.
They
for
know
anyone.
exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They're all.
Yeah.
They're perfectly trained. I physically pushed him. Like he was like, nope, nope, nope.
Good job. Uh-huh. Patrol.
Yeah,
So that.
I pushed
So what was that? 5 people total? 6? 4?
three.
Okay.
Child.
Bring a child. Okay, so 4.
Who peed his pants, by the way.
Yeah, right? He did.
Now, did you hear that last part? Did you hear that last part? Let me just play that last part for you, okay?
They don't.
Boom,
But
right in. Bing, bang, boom, right into the.
They don't even react. It's like I pushed them and they don't even
They didn't even react. Like I pushed them.
react to that. They don't even care. They don't.
They don't react to that. They don't care. So what are you saying? When you assault people, they have no feelings. Migrants don't feel things. When you hurt them, they don't bleed. I mean, this is some racist stuff, folks. I pushed them and they didn't even feel it. They didn't even notice. Then she says, he peed his pants. So what is that? Is that not a reaction? Do you not know? Don't you have dogs? Don't you know what happens when a dog pees itself? When it sees someone? Or maybe that's just standard procedure with her. Her dogs pee every time they see her. She must smell like dog piss. Because it's just normal for people to pee themselves. They don't have a reaction. That's not a reaction. Think about what she's telling you. Think about what she's saying right there. Eduardo, yo que tú me cuidaría y dejaría de inventar pendejadas en tu cabeza loca y enferma. Nada de lo que has dicho es verdad en ningún video, Eduardo. Or should I say, el esposo o el padrote de Paloma. Ve a decir tus pendejadas en otra parte. Nadie te cree y todo lo que se ha visto, tanto de ti como de la vergüenza que tienes de vieja, es verdad. Te consta a ti. Tú la conoces mejor que nadie. La vendes, ¿no? La pones a talonear para que te puedas estar haciendo pendejo y estar de vividor, de zángano, de parásito. Pónganse a trabajar, ¿no? Gánense la vida bien, como gente de bien. That's what I think you should do. I think you should work. Instead of extorting money from people, extorting money from men, selling your wife off to the highest bidder, I mean, that's the truth. Watch what she says. Listen, this is why they're so upset. This is why they're so upset. They don't want you to hear her admit it.
No, they don't even care. They have no respect.
They
for
know
anyone.
exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They're
They have no feelings. They have no respect for anyone. Okay? You just assaulted them.
they're perfectly trained. I physically pushed them all. Like he was like, nope, nope, nope. Good job.
I physically pushed them. And he was like, nope, nope, nope.
I
Listen,
physically pushed them all. Like he was like, nope, nope, nope.
you hear that? I'm just going to keep playing it.
Oh, like he was like, nope, nope, nope. Good job. I physically pushed them all. Like he was like, nope, nope, nope. Good job.
Uh-huh.
Patrol.
So that, so what was that, 5 people total, 6? 4?
Yeah, 3.
Okay.
Child.
Bring it down. Okay, so 4.
Who peed his pants, by the way.
Yeah, right? He did.
He peed his pants, by the way.
4?
Yeah, 3.
Okay.
Child.
Bring it down. Okay, so 4.
Who peed his pants, by the way.
Yeah, right? He did.
3 and a child.
Bring it down. Okay, so 4.
Who peed his pants, by the way.
Okay. Okay.
Child.
Okay, hold on. I want you to hear this. I want y'all to hear this.
No. Yeah, 3.
Okay.
Child.
Bring it down. Okay, so 4.
Who peed his pants, by the way.
Yeah, right? He did.
He peed his pants.
No. Yeah, 3.
Okay.
Child.
Bring it down. Okay, so 4.
Who peed his pants, by the way.
Yeah, right? He did.
Qué gusto les da abusar de un niño y hacer que se mee en los pantalones y burlarse de eso. ¿Qué clase de persona tan baja hace algo así? I don't know. But that seems low to me. It seems super, super low. Agredir a un niño. Para que les quede claro, esta pendeja de Trump, esta pendeja para nada, que no sirve para nada, que no hace nada, más que prostituirse al mejor postor. This pendeja for fraud who sells herself to the highest bidder, let me tell you, she's a paloma for nothing. She's a paloma for nada. No sirve para nada. No hace nada. And the reason why is because she is a person that attacks elderly, body shames women. She hates animals. She extorts people for, she stalks people. Hasta su padrote, excuse me, her husband is on videos being filmed by her. It's a sad case, Duke. What kind of a person, besides all the horrible things that you've heard she does, taking money for dogs that she didn't turn over, all of these steroids, what kind of a person pushes a child?
Someone
This is
who's
disgusting.
abusive, someone who doesn't have a child, someone who's not a mother. Also, it was really weird at the beginning of that video that Jen from the Arizona Patriots is like, I'm not going to film their faces, like she's doing some great service.
It wasn't her. It was somebody else.
Okay, someone in their group says, I'm not going to film their faces. It's like, so we're going to give them some sort of
The police officers or
Okay.
law enforcement.
Yeah, but they were trying
That's
to do
different.
a job of theirs. But no, someone who runs over and starts pushing, someone who's aggressive, someone who's violent, someone who doesn't respect other people. That a person that was run up to someone that's basically is run up and interferes with your business and starts pushing you physically, assaulting you, is someone who has a lot of problems, and someone who is aggressive, and someone who needs help. You know, someone that needs to be arrested. I mean, because that's assault. You know, she should have been arrested for assault right there and then. You know, but the Border Patrol's like, oh, we're on the United States side of the border. You're over on the Mexico side. You know, they don't have any jurisdiction on the Mexico side. You know, and so it's like, that's why I think of this person that does.
El esposo pendejo de pendeja for fraud is telling me that I'm jealous because I will never set foot in los prostíbulos. Is that where you don't think I'm going to set foot? Dios me libre de salir como ella. So let me show you. She erased it. So look, this is when the migrant was crossing in Tijuana.
Border Patrol coming down like he knows it's about to happen.
Border Patrol is watching. She erased this video. Oh, it's buffering again.
Position down here. One guy, we had the quad that just came down. We're going to switch TV. This guy just told Blue he's about to jump. So, Blue's,
I restarted it.
we got Border Patrol coming down like he knows it's about to happen. Hopefully they're watching our videos now.
Good question, Debbie.
So she came up and called you disgusting for having supporting a president? Yeah.
You're disgusting.
Well, Ben, I think it maybe was the way she's dressed. I don't know.
She does look very
okay.
disgusting. Got a rat in the back of her head.
Dude.
This guy's tying his shoes.
No, I mean, it's just like the streetwalker clothes. What's important here, I'm sorry, it's very low, and that's all it will go.
Yeah,
And again,
it's Ben's
cool,
fault.
Why don't you stop him? I'm in
Horrible
a
audio.
foreign sovereign nation.
But here's the thing.
Stopping him or the Mexican government.
The important part is that Paloma is going to run up there into the video
They should be down here stopping him.
to try
Unfortunately,
to stop this guy.
simply going to pick him up. Our Border Patrol is simply going to pick him up. every day. Every day we come down here now. Every day we come down here now. This is what happens. The America needs to see this. The world needs to see this. This is happening on a daily basis.
When I tell you that Paloma has admitted to prostitution, I'm saying it because she admitted it to Mary Tando and she's admitted it to others. That she is a prostitute. That she is a prostitute for hire. I didn't say it. She said it to other people who have said it to me.
So he's going for it. Paloma told him to stop.
You've heard the interviews.
She's right. She's right. It's incredibly dangerous to do that. Now he's spooked.
But I just wanted you to see that, how she ran over. And I don't know if you remember this. But
That's the natural instinct, is to say, stop. This is.
It's an instinct. I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
I'm like a Mexican citizen. I'm a U.S. citizen.
No, Ben, I'm sorry. I need to correct the record here. It is not a natural instinct of anyone to assault another human being. Maybe for criminals it is. It is not for me. It may be a natural instinct for you to speak out about something you don't like. When you see something, to say something, right? It is a natural instinct to go and try to pull a child out of danger, or to run over and help someone that's hurt. It is not a natural instinct to go and physically assault someone, which is exactly what you're doing when you put your hands on another person. That's an assault. If you are interfering, there's law enforcement right there. Ben said it. Go watch the video. There's law enforcement right there on both sides of the border. On both sides of the border. You need to let the law enforcement do their jobs. And if you're a reporter, don't be the story. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't become the story. Don't get yourself involved. That's what Paloma was trying to do. And perhaps she was smearing the people that were there in the process. But listen to what she says more.
And I'm watching somebody climb the wall, which is what we're fighting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, get down. And I told him like a lot of times. I said, well, not a lot of times, but a few times I said, bájate, bájate, bájate. And then he saw my Trump hat and then he got down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. She said, bájate, 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 bájate. And then he saw your Trump hat, and that's why he got down. Not because you were getting into the middle of a transaction of a crime in progress and inserted your dumb ass, your pendeja ass into the situation. Not because of that. Oh, it was the Trump hat. Just like it was the Trump hat when you went into that stage scene where you got into that fight in the press, in the post office. She stages scenes like a lot of these fake activists do for the news, for the cameras. And it just so happened that she glommed onto Ben and Oscar that day. I feel sorry for those folks.
Yeah.
And if we had,
You secured the border
I
first.
just secured the border. I'm being yelled at that I'm being taken to jail. I'm not taken to jail. Like if we had,
No, you were taken to jail for what? For doing?
Oh,
No,
for like stepping on their rights. He doesn't have a right.
he doesn't have a right to break into a
He
sovereign
doesn't
nation.
have a right. No,
Yeah.
he doesn't have a right. If we had people with, even without these, I'm just saying, people
Yeah,
here,
if you just had citizens of Mexico coming down here
or
saying stop.
America,
Or America. Yeah, well,
we could prevent it.
yes, in America, I totally agree with being on the other side, doing.
That's her pimp. For those of you asking me, who's that bad guy behind her? That's her pimp.
Citizens arrest, taking them and then dropping them back in Mexico.
That's right, Baldy. You
They put them in
remember.
America. Now we have the courts that protect them. You have the courts that say you're automatically given an asylum
That's why
hearing.
we should prevent them from even crossing.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I love
didn't
the.
touch them.
I-
I was not about. I said
No,
I wanted
you
to.
were very
I
you were very calm about it.
Yeah.
You just said stop.
Did you just hear what she said? I wanted to assault him physically, but I stopped myself. I was about to do it, but then I didn't. Here's the thing. When you get involved, you give them. When you violate someone criminally, you give them a legal process with which to claim asylum in the United States, like you've already done for Maria Mesa, and like will most likely happen for the family of the migrant boy you made pee his pants. So thanks, Paloma, for Ben, I hope you hear this. Ben,
Wake up, Ben.
Can you
Wake up.
hear? Can you hear what I'm saying to you? She has helped undocumented people enter our country. She has given them a legal pathway to enter our country because of her antics and her criminality. How do you not see this? How do you not see what's going on here? Pay attention.
Just told him, bájate.
Means get down?
Get down, like, bájate, you know?
What was interesting, as soon as he did, he looked over towards the migrant shelter.
Because that's where he's coming from.
I know, well, no, I'm wondering where the handlers are.
Look, okay, so guys, there's a shelter, okay? There's a shelter right there. So they're so close to the border. All they gotta do is walk a 60-second walk.
Yeah.
Across the border, that's it.
And it's
And
fun.
that's breaking the law, you know that, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, the shelter can't be there.
Yeah, it's too close.
So why does Mexico not shut it
I
down?
don't know who's allowing this.
Yeah.
I haven't really looked into it.
Who's getting paid off is the question.
I'm not sure that's what we also have to.
Oh my God. Let's say this. Hold on. I just got to do a screen capture of Pendeja for Fraud speaking through Jovi Val's fake account. Did you guys see that? He used the same exact words and he's still defending her. Still defending her after she has sent videos, pornographic videos of you around to all over the place. Yes. I've had the displeasure of having to see them. Yeah. Jovi. I mean, whose nose are you browning up? Like, obviously, where is it? Where is your nose? It's up somebody's butt. That account is definitely connected to her. She has no friends. She has absolutely no friends. But let me tell you, oh God, it wasn't just naked. It was worse than that. There was, oh my, I'm not going to get into it. But you know, when someone sends around revenge porn of you and you're still defending this fraud, it's her. It's obviously her account. Okay. Let's go back to the video. Let's listen.
Yeah.
Find out who's allowing the shelter.
Why is the Mexican government not here stopping people from doing that? If they were good neighbors, right? If they want the border to stay open, you would think Mexico would be here saying, no, stop.
Look, it was as simple as that. It's such a nice.
I know.
He's just waiting for a chance.
So I went and saw or recorded the interview that you had with the Swedish news guys. So he said he wants to jump today. So.
It's my mattress.
I know, I just told everybody, yes. But I'm not gonna tell you anything. You're in your own right. I'm in your.
There's the pimp. And Oscar's having a stern talk with her about breaking the law. Now,
Out of a problem it is.
I want you to see when the cops show up, because the cops have to come to tell them why she can't be criming.
Yeah.
And all of this came to rest on the shoulders of
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. And you have a fresh guy.
Buenas tardes.
Where's your ID? We were alone. Is the pimp talking? I think it's the pimp. Oh no, it's the guy from the other crew. Yeah. This other reporter is saying, "Oh, hi. We were here alone. We were filming. We were trying to get interviews with people, some of them planning on going over the border. And of course, we wanted some privacy to get an interview with them. And I asked them, please don't film me. I'm trying to get a private interview with these people."
Then I said I'd wait.
And Ben is responding. He said, "Yeah, I said I'd wait." And he said, "No, I'm trans." And the guy that's speaking to the cop says, and that Ben told him he was going to keep transmitting his signal. And Paloma starts jumping in, and the cop says, "Would you mind letting me finish talking to this man first? And then I'll get to you. I'm going to talk to each one of you. I don't have a problem with talking to each of you. I'm going to conduct an interview with each of you in a professional manner."
Okay, tú tienes el primer uso de la palabra. Okay.
Culero. I'm just reading what Pequeño Trasero said.
Ahora nada más, para poder yo hablar bien la conversación con cada uno de ustedes, no te quieres formar parte de una gente, no quieres formar de otro. Ustedes tres con su cámara, con la cámara que está ante el tripié. ¿Y usted? Nosotros acá. ¿Cuáles son? 1, 2, 3, 4.
So the cop is asking who's with who, and the guy points to his men behind him. The guy with the hat is pointing to the men behind him and says, "Those are my guys. These are the people that I'm working with. Yes. Yes, no eyes. Pendeja for fraud, pendeja for nada. Embarrasses everyone. She's a fucking embarrassment. Excuse my French, but she is to every single person that she claims to represent."
Ustedes 4, ustedes solamente son 2, no 3. A ver, por eso tengo que yo entender. Ustedes son 4, forman parte de un solo equipo que están en las mismas funciones que el señor. Lo que venimos a hacer prácticamente no.
And the cop says that, because he asked them, they all are reporters, and he's like, "Okay, so you're all in the same, you're all the same. You're all reporters. You're all in the same boat. You all need to, you're all down here working." And Oscar's explaining very professionally that they're all down there just trying to document what's happening at the border crossing.
Al parecer, aquí mi compañero vino para acá y el señor le dijo que no podía firmar porque era ciudadano americano, ¿no? Que tenía que ser ciudadano americano.
According to, he's translating for Ben, basically saying that according to Ben, the guy that the cop talked to first, said that he couldn't film him because he's an American. That's the reason why.
Yo vengo con ellos y yo vengo como ciudadano mexicano a preguntarle por qué no puede firmar él. Estamos en un área pública, ¿no? No estamos invadiendo ningún espacio. Ahora, si él se sintió ofendido o invadido de alguna manera, pues una disculpa, ¿no? Pero de ninguna manera nosotros podemos, nos puede detener el derecho de firmar, ¿no? Porque estamos documentando el mismo trabajo.
I don't know why it stopped like that.
Que el señor está haciendo, ¿no? Entonces, el respeto al derecho ajeno es la paz. Yo lo respeto que estés haciendo su documental, pero tampoco dígale a mis compañeros.
And he's like, that's fine. He can do whatever he wants. He can say that he's documenting and he's doing his work here and that he wants to film and he wants privacy. But we also have the right to do our filming and our work. And he can't say we can't work here. I mean, with all due respect, we have the same right to be here and film at the same time. And if you're in the United States, since they're both Americans, here's the thing. You can film in any public place. And he says, I don't know if you know the laws in the United States, but if you're in a public space, you can film anywhere.
Periodista sí, pero para realizar un trabajo sí, pero puedes para realizar.
Thanks, Mrs. Tingley. I know they had to shut it down a school for that guy. What a joke! Oh my God.
Un trabajo. Nosotros estamos realizando un trabajo para los periodistas. ¿Cuál es el estatus del señor? ¿Es turista o es periodista?
And so this man, the guy that was talking to the cop first, the documentary filmmaker there that he claims to be, says, "Who is this Ben man, and what is he doing? Where is he from? Where does he work?" And the Oscar says both places, and the guy says, like, so he works in Mexico and the United States.
Ahora, a mí me gusta, bueno, ahora a mí me gustaría, por favor, que me...
Señores,
Nada más me gustaría decirles...
por favor, ya. Yo necesito seguir con... Señores, por favor.
And then the cop's like, gentlemen, please, please, please. Of course, Paloma's jumping in, even though she was told to wait. Do you want this to be over? Says the cops. Do you have an objection to that? Please, please. What's your name? Jorge. Go with her and get your information to her. And I'm going to talk to them for now.
I said I'd wait. I said I'd wait. That's when he started. Yeah. The issue.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so she said, I had to find out from someone else that they were filming me. She's talking about that other film crew. And it wasn't because, they were trying to, get, like clandestine, sexy pictures of me, not because of morbidity. Like morbo is like when you're trying to get something, clandestine that you're not supposed to have. Thank you, Mrs. Red Badger. So she's like, once again, she's like, not because I'm super hot and everyone wants to look at my sexiness, but because they were trying to make fun of me. Thank you very much for your support.
Can I ask you a question? Do you speak English? Okay. I'm just wondering the law about that. So they were filming. I was standing away, and I was not interfering with their filming at all. And but they kept looking at me, and I said, "Hey, guys, go ahead, do what you want to do." I was going to wait because I wanted to ask him a question. I heard him say that he's with Pueblos Sin Fronteras, which is a group. He's from America, which is a group that's helping the invasion into America. And so I wanted to ask him a question. And then that's when they got upset that I was interrupting him, and he told me that I can't film if he's a Mexican and I'm not. And I wanted to know the answer to the question. I mean, that seemed crazy to me. Okay. I appreciate your service. I appreciate you, sir. Okay.
Tenemos una problemática en todas las ciudades, no nada más en ciudadanos americanos. La problemática, el conflicto que siempre va a existir en una frontera va a ser esta, los ciudadanos. Muchos ciudadanos no van a entender que del otro lado de esa frontera existen personas que también tienen necesidades, que también tienen sentimientos. Como estoy aquí, me siento agredido, porque tú vienes a mi territorio, tanto allá. Sí, hace poco lo viví aquí en el mismo lugar, con personas nacidas en este territorio, las que nos hemos quejado siempre de maltrato a migrantes, a nuestros ciudadanos en una frontera, y llegaron ciudadanos de otro país a esta frontera y los tratamos.
He's talking about the fact that they don't assault migrants, they don't violate migrants' rights, and that he's had to explain it to a lot of people, including activists of any kind. Here in their country, they do not allow people to assault people. Do you understand?
ese conflicto de todo el tiempo cuando llegamos a cuando no llegamos a un buen diálogo. ¿Okay?
And he's like,
Y tenemos creencias diferentes. Entonces,
they said something like, we weren't throwing rocks at him or anything. Now, let me just stop you. This is all about her going and getting involved in a way where they are trying to assault people, where they are trying to violate people's rights in a criminal way. Oh my God, I should not look at the comments because when I do, it's bad. Did you see the comment? Oh my God.
I've never seen that video.
Eduardo, you like cocaine and we have evidence.
Huh.
Cocaína for Trump.
Cocaine.
Okay. I'm going to show you more evidence, okay? Because I want you to see. This is what she did. Now, I've shown you this before. I've shown you that she went and attacked, and she was in the middle of getting into that big fight where people were throwing rocks. Did you just hear them talking about that? Mm-hmm. Did you just hear the cops saying that they were, she's like, oh, we weren't throwing rocks at him. They literally were part of the group of people that were down at the border right at the beginning when the Tijuanenses were getting into it with the people of the caravan that showed up in Playas. Now you see her and her pimp, her husband, talking to one of the Americans, once again, the same people that are driving the caravan into the United States illegally, and they get into a confrontation. Check it out.
Why's your fucking fire here? What? You can't get it. ¿Cuál es tu pedo? What's your fart? Your country is over there.
You're not here. It's Mexico.
We don't want you here. We don't want you here.
Right here in Mexico. It's not Mexico.
Notice how this woman, she's trying to push her. Do you see this woman's putting her hand on this woman's back? This woman here. And then Jean, the pimp, pushes her. This woman is trying to talk to the Tijuanenses. She's an American, obviously helping the caravan migrants. She's probably with Pueblos Sin Fronteras or something like that. She doesn't speak English very well, but Spanish, very well. But there was a big confrontation. You guys heard it. Culera cosechando for Trump says, I can't read that, Culero. Culera, make a donation and I'll read your comment. Otherwise, I can't do it. I can't do it.
There you go.
Okay, Osicona for Trump passes. It passes the smell test. But those other ones, it's not. Okay. Look at how he pushes her into the woman so that. See? Do you see his hands? Look at it again. These people are good at assaulting. You see that? Okay. So we know that they like to push people. We know they like to put their hands on people. We know they like to crime and get dirty.
Yeah, and what's interesting to me is Paloma. I haven't seen these videos.
I know.
I've heard about them, but I have never seen them. And it's like one key thing she said: go back to your country. She's always sitting there saying, "America's my country because I'm a legal citizen." when she's in Tijuana, she's like, "I'm Mexicans," and she's telling that woman, "Go back to your country. You belong over there."
Exactly.
You know, and
Jim.
I'm like,
glad you pointed
she's
that
like,
out.
she's like this playing this double agent all the time.
Yeah,
you know,
she is a double agent.
She's a double agent.
She's
you know?
a double agent. She stands for nothing and
That's
no
right.
one.
That's right.
That's
right.
why she is a fraud.
Yep, definitely.
In
She's a nada.
in her own country of birth, she's telling Americans to leave.
Yeah.
How ugly is that? Now check this. She knows Mark Lane.
Guys, the woman from the caravan just attacked the woman I've been sitting next to for the last 2 hours. A very peaceful, nice woman, and she was just attacked. It's the news, but I'm showing you what's really going on. She was attacked first. She was attacked first.
Hey, can I interview you?
Yeah.
Since you speak English?
I do. She attacked her first. That's my friend over there, the one that just got attacked. Well, they were having an argument, and she punched her. And then she started grabbing her hair, and a fight broke out. But we're not out here violently. We haven't attacked anyone. She's been sitting next to me for the last 2 hours without attacking anybody.
So I have a question. I heard you say that she was part of the caravan. How do you know she was part of the caravan?
Because she came from the men, they're saying she's from Honduras. We know who's Mexican, who's not. And other people are saying that she is not one of the activists. So I'm not sure, but all I know is that she hit her. And she started a fight. We're not violent. And we didn't start a fight in Tijuana either 2 days ago. We didn't do that. Sure. Guys, one of our people was just attacked. You can see her in all my videos. I've been sitting next to her for the last 2 hours, and she was just physically attacked by someone on the caravan side, whether it's from the caravan or one of the activists from the caravan. She was attacked. And that's what we're trying to avoid. We don't want our people to be hurt. We don't want our people. We don't want any violence in our country. We already have enough. Go ahead.
Okay. What's your name?
Paloma. I'm Paloma for Trump.
Hold on. Time out. City. Let me get my voice. Is that good with Trump? I can barely see his face. It's fine on mine. Okay, what's your name again?
Paloma for Trump.
And Paloma, you're from Los Angeles?
I'm from here. I live here in Tijuana.
Tijuana? Okay.
I've lived here for 10 years.
Okay. So, question number one. Why is it important to you to be out here today in this protest, in this march, and in this confrontation here?
Because I'm a Tijuana resident. Because I've lived here for 10 years since 2008, and I live happily here. And I don't want these people taking my peace of mind away from me. I don't want to have to watch out for them on the street when I go out at night and watch my car and my house. And I live in peace here.
So, we want to have this patient prior to this caravan coming.
Right.
There's all kinds of violence, drug issues, there's issues with stealing, all kinds of stuff.
So we already have enough problems. Why would we want more?
So why do you think they're causing the problem?
No, they're not causing them. We're just afraid that they're going to bring more because we don't know who they are. We don't know their criminal background. We don't know where they're from. We don't know their names because a lot of them claim they ran out of Honduras and Nicaragua without IDs. And so we just don't know their names. So it could possibly be because they've committed crimes in their countries and they're just trying to escape the police or the government over there. They may not be escaping violence. They may be escaping the government or the police. Why would we want them here in our cities without vetting them?
So, do you see irony in the fact that Mexican people who were mistreated and called names by Donald Trump are using the same kind of rhetoric out there?
Where are those people right now? They're in Mexico. The ones we're talking about. The Mexicans that you're talking about are here right now. They're here in front of us.
That's what I'm asking. Do you see any irony in that fact?
No, I see similarities. I see people defending their borders. I see people defending their nation. I see people defending their cities, their safety, respecting their country, respecting...
Did she say respecting their country?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's good.
That we cannot take other people in before we take care of ourselves. That's what I see. So in essence, everybody here is agreeing with President Trump. And they do, and you can talk to them. I'm about to come out with my sign, and I have everybody here supports me for supporting Trump.
She's gonna come out with her sign, Duke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sign of the demons.
No, she's gonna have a sign. She's gonna make a sign. I'm gonna show you the sign in a minute. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Let me break something down for you folks, okay? Remember that Mark Lane and the other woman that she was always stalking and fighting with, from Families Belong Together, Paula Mendoza, they helped to bring Mesa in along with Paloma, right? Because Paloma was the reason she was let in early with her 5 kids. Maria Mesa, the woman that ran through the tear gas, this is the reason. She is the reason why they expedited her into the United States. And this was long before both of them were living up Maria Mesa's butt. Okay? Long before that happened, then they stalked her and they filmed her and they were following her and giving her food and tents and all this other stuff. Paloma and this man met. You saw on my show a video interview of Mark Lane talking about this woman. The perfect example of the racist, horrible rhetoric. Why would they even say her name? Why would they even repeat her name unless they were promoting her? Pendeja for Fraud won't say my full name, nor will she say the name of my program. None of these frauds do, because they don't want to promote my program. Because if you come and if you see the receipts and if you see the evidence, it is undeniable what they're doing. But they don't want you to tell you all about Paloma for Trump. He interviewed Paloma for Trump. Lest you forget, he is a content producer for the Young Turks. Lest you forget, he is a reporter, an activist, one of the founders of the Minority Humanitarian Foundation, working with Zoe Saldana and all of these other actresses, including Zoe Winkler. All of these different people with money connected to the California Rapid Response Network. He has the underground network that he built for Chaldeans and Iraqis and Muslims long ago that he's now using to bring people into the United States. And he is interviewing her, the woman that helped expedite Maria Mesa getting into the United States. And then he promotes her in an interview months after this, long after this. They want you to know who Paloma is, because they know who Paloma is. And she knows who all of them are. And they pretend to really not know each other or not like each other, but they sure do talk about each other a lot.
And that's my question. The irony, to me, I'm looking at it and I see just tons of irony that Trump and Trump followers in the United States are saying the exact same things about
We're just nationalists. We're not racist. Trump is a nationalist. I have dual citizenship. I am a nationalist in America and I'm a nationalist in Mexico. I want Mexico to remain Mexico. I want America to remain America. I don't see any wrongdoing in protecting your borders and protecting your culture and your language and your way of life. I don't see any problem in that.
So if you're a dual citizen, what's your culture? Exactly. What's your way of life exactly?
I live here in Tijuana, and I love Mexico, and I love America, and I respect them both. And I sing anything from Vicente Fernandez to Frank Sinatra. So I have dual citizenship, dual culture, dual flag, dual love for both countries.
I don't know why it's doing that. It's buffering on my end now. What do you suppose this means?
Then I switch back.
What do you thoughts, Duke?
Well, all this stuff always has elements, you know.
You've never seen this before.
Oh yeah, I've seen that a lot of time.
No, you haven't seen this interview of Mark Lane.
No, I've seen it buffer.
This is the same day that she was out there getting her fan girl pick with Even Riebling.
Ivan.
Yeah.
Even Ivan.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. You can go back and then go back into it. But yeah, running this stuff on the internet, you know, it always, you know, we have things up and down.
No, but what do you think of this interview you've never seen before with Mark Lane?
Well, I think it's bull. First of all, I think
Guys,
that
a woman from the caravan just attacked.
I think it seems staged to me. and then she's a player. And it's questions you don't say, "Oh, what's your name again?" It's like it's gonna stick out in your fucking brain. Excuse me, it's gonna stick out in your brain. It's like Paloma for Trump. The reaction should have been if he was actually interviewing her and just met her, he'd have went, "What? You're Paloma for Trump? You're?" And she just already said, "I've lived in Tijuana for 10 years."
They know exactly who she is.
Where did you live before then? You know, he would have asked these other questions if it was a real interview. No, it was scripted. It was scripted, and he just wanted this stuff on there. And so that's what I think. I think it was like, and this is Mark Lane. You know, he needed this stuff, and he's doing a crappy job too with his
Acting.
Let's throw back on.
A minute.
Yep.
Nationalism means loving your country and respecting.
This is a horrible interview.
We're not talking about being racist. We're not talking about white.
We're not talking about being racist or white supremacy.
No, I talk the truth, and when we talk the truth,
Is she wearing a tutu?
Sombrero tutu.
Was this part of her fashion store from Concussion for Loma? When people tell me that I'm a racist, I'm like, no, I don't. I live in Mexico. I can't be racist if I'm a Mexican. Concussion for Loma looks like a train wreck. Payasa for Trump, that's what they should call her. She looks like a clown. Where's her clown shoes? Bye. I don't like you, but that's okay. Look at how she walks away, Duke, and she says, I don't like you. How do you know? You're not supposed to know each other. How do you not like him?
From that interview, it's like, I don't like you anymore.
She knows exactly. Nobody noticed that this was Mark Lane, Duke. Yeah. I'm going to put it back on the beginning of the interview so you can see it.
Mark
Guys, the woman from the caravan just attacked the woman I've been sitting next to.
This is her video.
Very peaceful, nice woman.
This is not his. He never put out this video of his interview with her.
What's going on? She was attacked first.
Mark Lane never put out this interview.
Hey, can I interview?
Yeah.
See?
I do.
Did you see his?
Yep. He said, can I interview you?
She was attacked first.
Hey, can I interview?
Yeah.
There he is.
Yep. Wow.
That's Mark Lane. That is Mark Lane of the Minority Humanitarian Foundation that works for TYT that never used this interview for anything. And he says, hi, can I interview? And she goes, yeah. And he goes, do you speak English? And then she's like, I don't know. Are we speaking English now? What's going on? I'm stupid.
Yeah.
She attacked her first.
Remember, this mofo speaks Spanish too. Yeah. He's married to a Mexican. Are you paying attention to what's going on? Do you realize how staged that is? It reminds me of that Sam Slovic interview where he runs into an interview who happens to be his longtime friend from the United States. Yeah. And he's like, who are you, sir? Yeah, right. What are you doing here? May I interview you? Yes, it's all staged. Don't you understand it's staged? Mm-hmm. Do you get it? Yeah. Are you, it's staged.
If you have the hard drive space, download stuff, download.
Yes, send us your downloads.
Because later we have to look, just freeze frame and kind of look. It's like, because at the time it might not make that much sense.
Right.
But in retrospect, you start looking back and it's like, Mark Lane interviewed Paloma. Having that video has receipts.
It has receipts. Now let's look at her sign. It must be an amazing sign, Paloma for Trump, yes. Representing with a sombrero, not a Trump hat, yep. In Mexico, right? Let's take a look. Somebody's Sharpie to write her sign.
This is what's going on today in Mexico, guys. I'm making
on a
my
piece of
sign.
She's making her little
sign.
sign.
All over Tijuana now know me. They know me. They don't know me as Paloma. They know me as Paloma for Trump.
Everyone knows her as Paloma for Trump, and everyone knows her.
Yes.
And
guys.
People are coming up to me and they're like, "Are you Paloma for Trump?" I'm not just Paloma, guys. I'm Paloma for Trump because that represents what I believe in, what I fight for safety, for strength, for.
My picture of 60,000 and famous in my skin.
That's what I fight for, and I've been fighting for many years. This fight is not new for me. Gracias. Dile que muchas gracias. Paloma for Trump.
I can't even see it. Is it on the other side?
No, but look at her lettering.
I can't even read it. It says looks like swear words.
Paloma for Trump. It looks like a Paloma.
Paloma.
It looks like Paloma.
Oh man.
She just admitted that she lived in Tijuana for 10 years. How did she vote in USA in 2016 again? Voter fraud.
Yep.
It's called voter fraud.
Just like my flag, I'm very proud to have these little signs.
Just like her flag, she's very proud of that sign that a 3-year-old could have scrawled on that piece of paper. Can I get a Sharpie?
Yeah, I've been flying my Mexican flag all day. I have dual nationality, guys, and that's what being a nationalist means. That's what loving your country means. It means standing. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Standing up for both countries.
Well, of course, everyone was asked about their opinion at the rally, Big Troll, and she always has to make herself the center of attention. No one else was important. She was the most important person there. Everyone wanted to know what Payasa for Trump had to say. Guys. Hi, Baldi.
For whatever country you belong to, and I have dual nationality, so I belong to two. So
Well, I don't know.
I'm making my little Paloma for Trump sign.
I would just prove it.
I have a lot of people here.
Show us your papers. Show us the proof. I mean, if she really is a dual citizen, if she's a dual citizen and all her paperwork is in order and she voted legally and all of that good stuff, why don't you just show it?
Yeah.
Simple. Clear it up in a minute. Like, here it is, here it is, here it is. You know, like I show you receipts for everything. Why can't she just show the receipts? Right?
No. You know, showing the documents, she could redact them, but you know, she doesn't do that very well. You know, take your actual document and try to prove a case. The thing she does a spin. She'll say, nope, here's my driver's license, here's my vehicle registration, and everything's covered up. You can't really see it. And she never.
But that doesn't have anything to do with how she registered to vote.
And the issue was, if you watch my segment, which is part of the show, the 10-minute segment, is that she used an address that's not a legal address to get voter registration. And if you listen to her, she has a lot of pride in that she lived in Tijuana for 10 years. 10 years straight, all that sort of stuff. And then she turns around and says, but I have an address in America. You know, I won't tell you what it is. And I use a P.O. box, and she's admitted she has this P.O. box, you know, that she gets her mail at. But again, we went through the California law, and it was like, you can't use that address. You actually have to have another physical address you actually live at. And she never addresses that. She just scoots on by it.
Of course, she doesn't want people to know the truth. She's a fraud.
Paloma, y me puedes encontrar como Paloma por Trump, porque represento a la gente de aquí y la de allá.
If everyone knows you as Paloma for Trump, then why did you just have to tell that person that was asking you who you were that you're Paloma for Trump? She's like, everyone knows me as Paloma for Trump because I represent the president. I don't represent a government or a group. I represent the people. A la gente. Represento a la gente. No, no representas nada. No eres nada. You're Paloma for nada. Thank you, Poderosos Cosechando for Trump. P tried to bang C for T. Who's C for T? Okay.
Go back up and see that comment.
Cowboys for Trump. But she got milked like a cow. Baldy needs closed caption on his videos. Can't understand it. Beep. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is a huge revelation. So was her pimp involved in that transaction? I'm asking for a friend. Charlie Luciano says, I really want to know what Paloma feels about the cartel then, since she loves Mexico, and Mexico says the people coming from there are either being drugs or in gang members. More to come on that topic. I think she's pretty okay with the cartels, given that It has been rumored. Well, no, it's not been rumored. It has been said by her to other people that her family's in the cartels. Now, it's not really a rumor when you start it. If I start telling you, hey, I have family that's in the cartel. Now, maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm a pendeja, like this payasa for Trump. And I think that it's cool to pretend not to be some like big time criminal. There's a bunch of pendejos out there that think it's cool to be a criminal. And they'll say, oh, my family was in the mob. I've met people like this.
Yeah, me too.
That were like, oh, I had to be put in the witness protection program. I'm so cool.
I'm cool.
And she has done that. Is it true?
Yeah.
I've been able to verify it, but she's the one starting the rumors about it.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
So, what do you think of her sign, Duke?
I couldn't read it. It was backwards, and it's like, what does it say? Paloma4Nada.
It says Palona.
Palona.
Palona?
Paloma4Nada.
Look at it. Look for yourselves. Look
I
at her
can't see
writing.
it.
Look
I
at
can't see
her
it.
writing.
She can't write.
Look at her writing. But she went to the most expensive school. Nemo, you are an artist, and I understand it's a crinkly piece of cardboard, but dear God, could you not do better at writing in
legible letters?
I mean, it's not even cursive. It's just, right?
Yeah.
How hard is it to make this look
Someone can see it.
straight and all of that? It's like she didn't even put any effort into it.
No.
You know why?
It's all fake.
Because she doesn't care.
Yeah. And
because it doesn't matter.
And this is back when she was starting to go build her pages and all that sort of stuff.
Now, do you remember when I told you that when I started reporting on Pendeja for Fraud, that I started getting attacked by the sex trafficker of children, Putaya for Putaya? Excuse me, Pitaya.
Putaya.
That was
Putaya
accused
queen.
of running a prostitution ring of immigrants of the LGBTQIA caravan.
Oh, yeah.
And then I thought it was hella weird that was like getting attacked right when I was talking about Pitaya for,
Putaya queen.
when I was talking about Pendeja for Fraud.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't talk about Pendeja for Fraud every show in a row.
No.
I did one, and then I did something on Evan Duke, and then I did something on the caravan, and then I came back to her, and then I did something else on something else, and then I came back to her. But every day that I was on Pendeja for Fraud, Pitaya came out of her hidey hole. Now this woman, this transgender American coyote, accused of trafficking children sexually in Mexico and prostituting people and all of these other things, which I have shown you, was made not by me, by Mexican reports. She hadn't been very active on social media or on Twitter at all. So the fact that she posted anything at all was remarkable, much less that she posted every single time I did a show on her, on Paloma4Nada. Not only that, I also told you that every time I did these shows, people from the Border Support Network that were involved in trafficking and working with the traffickers and the coyotes came forward to take a stab at me and talk about their knowledge of Paloma. Joshua Nichols, Vanessa Dundon, others, including Mark Lang. And guess what? She went with Ben Bergquam because she found where the caravan went. She found where the caravan that Mark Lane was working with and the Border Support Network people were working with at that mansion that Pitaya was staying with all of the people from the LGBTQI caravan. She took Ben Bergquam there. Take a look. She was with all the bad people at all the right times.
Yeah, exactly.
And she just knew. She just knew where to be.
All right, guys, we're live. So we found where the caravan is. We are here, guys. Share this, share this. I'm here with Paloma. She found them last night, so we're trying to walk up. I'm gonna have my press credentials.
She found them last night. She just found them. She just knows where they're at. She's lucky like that. Just show up somewhere and be like, oh, that's where they went. And she knows exactly who to interview, exactly who to find. She knows, and of course, all of the press was there. The majority of it was there to give good press to Pitaya Queen.
All right, guys, we're live. So we found where the caravan is. We are here, guys. Share this, share this. I'm here with Paloma. She found them last night, so we're trying to walk up. I'm gonna have my press credentials. So we're still undercover because she said they got violent yesterday with her. Tried to attack her, so I'm here on behalf of Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Stay tuned. So we've got Elsa and Paloma. Yeah.
Oh, Ben, I don't think they were going to assault their friend. I don't think they were going to assault their friend. They love her. They love her. She helps the migrants get in. She assaults them. She gives the perfect narrative to people that hate conservatives or Republicans in America.
Okay, so we're here, guys. So
That's what she does.
Oh, so they're already trying to kick us out, I guess.
Somebody
This is
from
the house.
another platform is who she's talking to behind Ben.
Where's Pitaya?
No, that's not her. But she was in this crowd of people. You saw the interviews from this house, remember? Mm-hmm. Pitaya came out and fought with the people, and she had a lot of the people from the LGBTQIA caravan getting interviewed. She was there. She was there. Selling that narrative. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the people that the LGBTQIA caravan claimed that they were running in fear from was conservatives, probably like Paloma. They probably cited people like her. Because that's exactly what they do. Remember, Mark Lane was also involved, and his Caritas shelter, in getting the LGBTQIA caravan over the border, along with Maria Mesa that same day.
That's right. That's right.
Now, did you see who else was there? Let me show you. Pay attention, folks. Check this out. Do you see that guy? Who is that guy? Let's look at him again, okay? He's going to come into frame. Oh, there he is. Manuel Ocaño. The same reporter that was at Caritas Shelter the day that Oscar went there. Do you remember him?
Oh, okay.
The same reporter working with the Pueblos Sin Fronteras group. The same reporter that was at the protest with Ivan Riebling interviewing Paloma4Fraud. That has been there selling the stories with the narrative that these people need. This is the same guy. He works with Mark Lane. He works with the Estefania Rebelon. They do the bidding for these folks. That's why they're always at the same places. Like Paloma4Fraud. Mm-hmm. I get it. Ben gets dragged around from here, thither, and yon. But seriously, how do you not see all of these connections? You remember this guy?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of this?
Well, again, when we go back in videos from before, and we make these connections that we actually had been making before, and as it gets pieced together, you go backwards, it's obvious. All the people in the same place at the same time. And then they disassociate, and they try to bury their connections to everybody, but all this stuff has already been presented.
These are the people that helped the people get into the United States with the congressional escorts.
Exactly. And it's this big ring of the opposite of what they're saying is they're getting people in. They're getting people in because of their actions of looking like they're trying to keep them from getting in and exploiting them and being a threat to them, and they get in.
And so this is where they stayed last night. I guess they're partying. I guess the neighbors had a big problem about it because they were out partying. Like 80 of them staying in this one house. We've got a lot of Spanish media out here as well. How you doing, sir? So we're waiting for an opportunity to talk to a couple of them. And what I want to ask them, though, is we were told that they came first because they were being persecuted by the caravan.
They were being persecuted by the caravan? No. They weren't being persecuted in Mexico. They weren't being persecuted by the caravan. It was staged by Mark Lane, by the Caritas Shelter, by the managers Leti Herrera, by Bertie Gutierrez, by the people that gave the letter to the people from the Crooked Lawyers Group, Al Otro Lado. That's who it was staged by. Nobody put these people in danger. They made it up so they could get expedited into the United States. And they only did this for the people that helped bring people in illegally. Have you figured out the pattern here? Hey, if you're a coyote and you bring people in illegally, you get to be one of the people that gets in. Just like Douglas Oviedo. And Maria Mesa. Yep. Are you figuring out the pattern, honey?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, it's more clear tonight than it ever has been. Maybe I'm smarter because I'm in Mexico right now.
Did you stay at a
I
Holiday
stayed
Inn?
at a Holiday Inn.
Okay, so let's get to the bottom of this idea that she does it. She was doing it for a documentary.
Oh, yeah,
She's not doing. And by the way, she's not a racist. Okay,
yeah.
She has no racism in her.
Not a racist bone in her body.
Not a racist bone in her body. Mm-hmm. Well, here's some of the things that she has sent to people.
Oh, really?
That I managed to get my hands on. You might have seen these things. This
is
how, and by the way, this is how she expressed herself about Jovi and Natasha, a woman who is Black. I hear she's working with Black Lives Matter. Natasha Bellissima, one of her quote unquote friends, as if this woman could have anyone that would call her a friend. She sent this to someone, as you can see, and it's a picture of a baby gorilla, it looks like, or a baby chimpanzee.
It's a gorilla. Or a chimp.
A chimp.
Yeah.
And it says, you can see that's her account, Jovi's baby with Natasha.
Wow.
Send it to him.
Jeez.
That's not racist, is it?
Huh.
If a Mexican and a Black person have a baby, it's going to be a monkey.
Yep, exactly.
Is there something racist about that?
Yep, definitely.
Because, she's not a racist. Okay. Your commentary. And by the way, I just want to remind you, this is a person she claims is her friend.
Yeah, that's horrible. I would never do anything like that. I would never send pictures like that to anybody. I wouldn't even think of it.
Oh, she didn't just send one.
Oh, really? There's more?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
There's more.
Oh, my God.
These are actual pictures of Natasha Bellissima at Washington, at the Washington Monument.
Okay.
But she superimposed the picture, the face of a gorilla onto
It looks like
her friend's face.
God. Oh, my God.
Onto her friend's face.
Wait till you see this. It's horrible.
But she's not racist. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Right? This isn't racist at all. Is it?
No. Oh, God. It's horrible.
This is her number. I've taken out the last 2 digits so that you can't see.
Yeah.
This is her friend. She took pictures of her friend, put a monkey face on them, pictures of her friend in Washington, and sent them to someone else.
Wow. Talk about passive aggressive. Overboard aggressive.
Of course, she has taken all of the racist things that she said about me as a tamalera and as all of the racist and discriminatory things that she has said, wiped them from her page. Note that she has wiped them from her page.
Are they still up?
No,
Okay.
None of these things are available anywhere. She's wiped them away because she doesn't want anyone to be
see.
able to say, what about this? Okay, so you said you were making a movie and you didn't push the boy and your lawyer told you it was fine and everything is okay and everything is cool. But how do you explain tamalera? How do you explain the things that you said here and here and here and here? How do you explain all of that?
You can't. Wow.
That's why she wiped it.
Yeah.
That's why she wiped it. That's why she doesn't want you to see anything in the past.
She thinks that no one has any of this? Man. She is naive.
Oh, I have it.
Yeah, it's right here.
I have it. Here's another picture that she sent
Oh, man.
that was supposed to be of Natasha.
Really? Mm-hmm. Man. She says she's a good friends with this woman.
Oh, yeah. She doesn't have friends. Do you think this woman could have friends? If this is how she expresses herself about people she calls her friend,
Wow.
imagine what she is willing to do to anyone that crosses her, anyone that does not do her bidding, anyone that makes her angry.
Jeez.
This is who she is. She wants you to think she's not racist. She doesn't think racist or do racist things. She doesn't assault people. There's nothing wrong with what she does. She's a good patriot and she should represent Latinos and she should represent the President of the United States.
Yeah.
How do you feel about her representing the President of the United States? I've never heard or seen the President of the United States do anything or say anything remotely as horrifying as what she has sent in these images.
Exactly.
Ever.
Yep.
And he's got a much harder time for the things he has said and done.
So.
She gets away with it and she gets to continue to be
Yeah.
the representative for Latinos for Trump? How?
Oh, it's horrible.
How is that even possible?
She's making all Mexicans and Latinos, and there's more.
But she did.
Oh my God.
This is supposed to be Natasha's mom.
Oh my God. Get out.
This is what she sent to someone. That's her phone number. And for all of you out there that have had the horrible, horrible luck of knowing her and having her phone number, you know that is her phone number, even though you don't have all the digits. You know that was her sending that. And her pimp is okay with this. Her pimp is okay with this because he feels the same. They're the same. Okay?
Yeah.
She didn't just go after her quote unquote friend. She's now going after anyone that might be part of her family.
Wow.
This woman doesn't respect anyone in your family. Mary Tando knows that.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that's had to cross her or tangle with her knows that.
Mm-hmm.
She will go after anyone and everyone, children included. This is what seems low class to me. I don't know about you, but
man.
what?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's more. It's not about class. It's about vindictiveness. It's about aggression.
This is not
It's about
vindictive. This is
harming,
just disgusting.
disgust, and trying to she says one thing and she's doing another, and she's doing it really hard on people. She's like going after people really hard to discredit them, make them uncomfortable. Oh, you got more? Oh my God.
Yes, this is.
Trigger warning. Trigger warning.
Well, I want you to see it.
Okay.
This is what she does, and she revels in it. She doesn't just send these things out. This is what she does for fun. You've heard interviews on my show where people say, this is what she does for fun. those of you like Mary, like Alexa, like Josh, you know all the people that come on my show to talk about how she goes after people, what she's willing to do, how low she's willing to go. You know. This is what she does. This is supposed to be a picture of Natasha's long lost sister.
Oh my God.
Check it out.
Yeah.
It is disturbing because it's disgusting.
She thinks it's funny.
She says that we're messed up people.
Yeah.
That my husband is messed up. That I treat my husband bad and that my husband treats me bad. Look how she treats her husband. Look how she treats people of color. Look how she treats other human beings, children, people with disabilities. This is who she is. This is what she does. And it's disgusting for people to see. And now that I have finished this show and I have showed you proof positive of what she does and how she does it and how she thinks and how she laughs about it, I'm going to be bringing you Man on the Streets interviews, and I'm going to be showing them the same images, the same videos.
Seriously.
Oh, yes. I want to make sure all the Mexican people have to weigh in, have an opportunity to tell you how they feel, because they made her viral in Mexico for a reason. And if AMLO wants to use this racist, disgusting, Paloma4Nada piece of poo as a unifying force to go against having laws and having legal and transparent and orderly migration that doesn't exploit migrants and put people at risk, I'm going to make dang sure everybody knows who she is, exactly who she is, and what she is about. Let's make her really famous for this. Let's make her really famous. I'm going to try as hard as I can while I'm here, folks. I'm going to be working it. I'm going to make sure everyone knows about all of this I have brought you here. And I'm going to take video so that you can see. So, folks, thank you for being with me tonight. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything that you do to share the message of a Mexican crossing lines. I know my show isn't for everyone because I bring receipts, we talk things through, we explain things, and there are some people that can't stand to sit long enough to figure out what the hell is going on, and that's fine.
Yep.
Pendeja for Fraud can't even say my name, can't even say the name of my show because she doesn't want anyone to watch. It's too late. The cat is out of the bag. And people already know what you are, Pendeja for Fraud.
Exactly.
And we're going to keep bringing you more. Doesn't even matter if we're on vacay. We're still working it.
Still working it.
So you guys, have a great evening. Thank you for being with us. Guys.
Aren't you glad
Hi, Baldy.
we had this time together? Excellent. See y'all soon. We'll be back.
Bye.
More to come. Bye.
Muchas gracias.
Up here.
Oh, did I do the wrong thing?
You gotta go up here. What do you want?
Oh, that's right. Okay. Meow, meow.
Meow, meow. Cat's out of the bag.
Oh, I should post those on Kim.
All those pictures?
Yes,
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, good suggestion.
Woo! That's right. But make sure and share this, folks. Please help us out. Please share
More
this.
people need to see this.
Oh, yeah. Isolate those pics.
Yep.
Isolate those pics.
Yep.
Screenshot them. I put them on there long enough for you to take those.
Do it.
Just go to that little spot and put it out there. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Nos vemos. Ciao.